Good afternoon, YouTube. What's good old Ray been up to? Well, mostly just working and sleeping, eating shitty food. But nothing to talk about. But then yesterday something happened. It's like, well, this is such a ridiculous story. I've got to tell it. So first, set the scene. I was actually taking the day off from work because I hurt my back. I hurt it last Friday. Sorry, my Google Maps is telling me where to go. And it's from rotating these rolls of paper. Right, they set these rolls of paper by these spindles. They have to be perfectly aligned. Usually people use the metal pole to align them like an inch or two. But me, I don't like doing things that are a hassle. And using this hand truck, this jack, it's kind of a hassle. And I've become massively strong. So what I do is I just roll, like if it's misaligned by 6 inches, I'll roll it back, rotate it 20 degrees, roll it forward, rotate it back 20 degrees. It's perfectly aligned. All you need is superhuman strength. Except unfortunately, my body's not superhuman, so I tore some muscles in my ribs or some shit. So I'm taking the day off, trying to rest my back. But the day wasn't as restful for my back as I had hoped. One moment here. I really gotta check my Google Maps. So anyway, I'm at that group home, just sitting on the couch because even laying down hurts, moaning with pain. And the fat guy who got mugged, he's there. We're watching TV. And the door knock, there's a knock on the door. I don't like answering the door because we live in the ghetto, but I answer it. It's the pizza guy. Except nobody there ordered a pizza. He's like, pizza for Keith something. And I'm like, I'm so out of it, I don't always know the names of everybody that lives there. So I go and check, and I'm like, yeah, no Keith. Pizza guy leaves. Then 5 minutes later, there's more knocking on the door. Now, me, I don't really believe in coincidences, especially in the ghetto. My immediate thought is, the pizza guy was here casing the joint. He just sees a fat guy and a guy who's too lazy to shave, thinks it's an easy mark, and these are the guys who are here to rob us. Does that sound paranoid? Maybe, but it's like, people don't generally knock on the door. It happens twice in rapid succession. They're probably related. A pizza we didn't order and now random motherfucker sounds like a robbery to me. But that's not what it was. God damn it, 1 minute. Now see, these knocks sounded aggressive. And so I didn't want to answer the door. And Nick didn't want to answer the door. But one of our roommates, Antonio, he comes wandering out of his room and he answers the goddamn door. And it's like, dude, you don't have to know what it is to know that you don't want to deal with it. I mean, listen to that aggressive knocking. It's nothing it's going to be a good use of your time. But no, it's my time that ends up getting wasted. So the people next door ordered a pizza through the Domino's app, but they put in the wrong address, and so they're angrily demanding their pizza. Now, first of all, I'm offended at the implication. Listen, I'll be the first one to admit my life is not going as well as I would like it to be going. But it's not at the point where I'm accepting and scavenging random motherfucking pizzas and lying about it. So, like, the other guys are there, like the guy, Antonio, the other guy. And so I just say, this is just too low class, I'm gonna go. I just say it out loud and I excuse myself to the basement. I'm nothing if not honest. But then, one of the guys says, she wants to talk to you, and it's like, I don't even finish coming up the stairs before I start yelling. Now, it's a black woman and 2 black teenagers, and it's a good thing I'm not racist because that doesn't scare me. Now, they're kind of tall teenagers, but let me tell you a little something about old Ray. Any attempt to intimidate me is truly a fool's errand, especially if I just so happen to be pissed. So, I don't know what she's wanting to happen here, but it's like there's no discussion to be had. Listen, you think your pizza's here and that we're lying about that, and there is no pizza here because we don't scavenge pizzas. There's no discussion. So I just start closing the door on him. And all three of them are pushing on this door, trying to keep it from closing. But it's like, I push tons of paper. It's like I'm just casually closing this door as they're struggling. And one of them, like, reaches in and tries to punch me. Actually does. Like, hits my head, but it doesn't hurt. I mean, this wasn't like a glorious death battle. It was just, I find the whole affair pretty funny. Okay, is this the place I need to go? Just a second. Here's the problem, though. I got the door most of the way closed, but then it stopped with this much left to go, and it's because one of them put their foot in there. And, like, I might have the strength to snap off a foot with a door. I definitely have the strength to keep it closed against 3 people, but I can't do both. And so I'm just holding it closed, and I'm like, I gotta weigh my options here. And so I just let it open, and I'm like, Nick, call the police. And he doesn't. I'm like, all right, I'll call the police. And it's funny, so I'm like, yeah, I need the police here. There's some people trying to barge their way into my house, and they've assaulted me. I mean, it is technically assault. The fact that it didn't hurt doesn't make it not assault. It just makes it ineffective assault. And the funny thing is, like, I said that they were trying to barge in, and the one was like, we weren't trying to barge in there. And I said, oh, well, in that case, I'm just going to go ahead and close this. And I just slowly closed the door and lock it. And said to the woman on the phone, oh, thank God they let me close it this time. And then I thought to myself, Ray, you are one hilarious motherfucker. That shit was just so funny. Oh. You know, I suffer from depression, but I just love myself so deeply. It's a contradiction. I actually felt pretty peppy after all that. The police did come and they talked to me, and I just told the whole story, didn't editorialize, just the facts. And then they went over there, and I said I'd be happy not to press charges if they just never bother us with their nonsense again, for the assault. Because it's teenagers, I'm like, they just need a stern talking to. Thing is, it really helped my depression. It didn't help my fucking aching back to shove 3 motherfuckers out of a door like some kind of human snowplow. But I realized a lot of my depression is that this world is set up for submissive ass little bitches who have no self-respect. And I have to go through this world essentially not standing up for myself, because we as a species have chosen a weak-ass little bitch way of life, and I have to at least emulate that to some extent if I don't want to cause too much trouble. Because, like, nothing I do is going to fix it, so I may as well just not make people uncomfortable by, I don't know, saying true things or whatever. I don't stand up for myself enough, but I fucking love standing up for myself. And so you put me in a situation where I just don't have to stand there and take that shit. Like, if the right thing to do is just, like, shoving your asses out the door with the door like a snowplow, I mean, guess where your ass is going? Right out the door. It was nice. It's fun. The funny thing is, one of those teenagers, he, like, takes these swings at my face, and I'm just, like, he's trying to intimidate me. I just give him this look, and I can see his soul wither. I can just see all the fight go out of him. But I actually feel for the 2 teenagers, because they're just trying to make their mother happy doing this fucked up shit. I mean, man, as much as I get down on how much my life sucks, I mean, it's still actually pretty good in the sense that I'm not going around fucking interrogating people about pizzas after fucking up the simple operation of ordering one on an app. Anyway, I'm gonna go get a prescription. It's a non-amphetamine attention deficit drug. Maybe it'll help me give more of a fuck about the constant chores I'm doing all the livelong day.